Day 10, Justice Code Challenge. I pray that you are looking forward to diving into the law, peeling back the layers, discerning the legal operation of the Proverbs, according to the observations of the wisest king in history, King Solomon, who wrote the majority of the Proverbs and who took those things that he was observing in life, in people, in the earth, to boil them down into nuggets of wisdom, understanding, and legal principles to guide the justice system of future generations. In Proverbs 16, verse 10, it reads, "A divine sentence is in the lips of the king. His mouth transgresses not in judgment." Now, in some versions of the Bible, it actually reads that divination is in the mouth of the king. And we know that according to biblical principle, divination is wickedness. Divination is the unlawful practice of spiritual communication. It's talking to the dark side, it's operating from the source of darkness, from the knowledge of demons for the purpose of interpreting or foretelling the future. This practice is forbidden under biblical law. But when you look closely at the Hebrew word, that same word for a forbidden practice in Hebrew is used to describe the power given to the words of the king. Here is the understanding: the king is not just King Solomon. The king is not just King David. The king is not just Yahusha, the anointed one, the Messiah, the Christ. The king applies to those men and women who are identified in First Peter 2 and 9 as the royal priesthood, in the same pattern and fashion of the book of Judges concerning governance of the kingdom, stewardship of the throne, authority to judge. I hope you're following me on this one, because a lot of times we miss the law or the legal operation of a proverb or of the scriptures or of the precedent because we don't see ourselves in the actual text. In this text, you are considered as the royal priesthood, as one who sits in the seat of judgment. When you speak a thing, it shall happen. When you judge a matter, your judgment shall happen. It puts a brand new perspective on life and death is in the power of the tongue. That is concerning not just you in your everyday life and whether or not you think positively and speak blessings and affirmations and declarations. No, how you judge a situation with the authority of the king shall come to pass. Why? Because Yahusha taught, he said that where two or more touch and agree concerning anything, it shall. Shall is a word of certainty. Shall is the same, it's the same meaning of divination, when it's like you have the power to predetermine what's going to happen in the future by the thing that you say today. Why do we have that certainty? As the men and women of the king, the men and women who are stewarding the kingdom, the men and women who are governing according to what is true and what is just and what is right. We have that certainty because we are in agreement with the king. And that is where the understanding of the second part of this proverb comes into full revelation. Those of us who are given this type of authority, those of us who are the chosen generation, those of us who are the royal priesthood in right standing according to biblical principle, when we speak a thing, it shall happen because we are the mouthpiece of the king. And therefore, we are forbidden to speak recklessly at any time. It's forbidden. It is forbidden to be reckless with your words. It is better for you to bite your tongue to the point of bleeding before speaking out of turn. This is what Yahushua was saying when he says that I say only what the Father will have me to say. I speak what my Father will have me to speak. This is a person who understands agency. When you understand agency means I have the power to speak on behalf of the king himself. When I speak, my words should be regarded as though you heard them out of the king's mouth because I am his mouthpiece. If you've ever had a power of attorney and you've operated using a power of attorney, that power of attorney, it grants you the authority as though you are the person who signed off on that power of attorney. Our ignorance of our agency of the king's judgment is why injustice has prevailed in the earth. And it's time for us to understand that we have power of attorney on behalf of the king to judge wickedness as wickedness, to judge wrong as wrong, to judge injustice for what it is, and to speak judgment to the destruction of the works of darkness according to the mandates of the king. And because you have power of attorney concerning the king's judgment, let wickedness not be found in your mouth. Let slander not be found in your mouth. Let gossip not be found in your mouth. Let lying not be found in your mouth. Let it not be that you use your mouth for the purposes of wickedness and darkness and the works of evil that want you to be messy and reckless with your words, so that you are speaking death and not judgment and life and peace according to the king's intention for this world. This is day 10 of the challenge. I love you. I pray that you walk more circumspect concerning how you speak in judgment of any situation. Now that you understand that we, as the chosen generation, have been given authority, power of attorney, license to be the mouthpiece of the king himself. When we speak, it's just like he said it, because he said it. And that's where the authority comes from. That's where the confidence comes from. I'm not speaking from my own resources. I'm speaking on behalf of the king. Be blessed, and I look forward to seeing you for the next day of the challenge.